Calibration no longer required, and welcome to another episode of not really a watch along, more like continuing from the AAR, or not really an AAR neither. What should I call this? This is just continuing part 3 of a two-part finale for volume 3. There you go. That should do it. Um, so on the previous um thoughts and analysis. I kind of like left off because food was ready and I was hungry. So let's continue off where we left off. Let me just minimize this window here. That's not right. It's this one. There we go. That's better. And let's put that there. Shazam. That's that too big. I think that's good. Perfect. All right, and let's bring up this where we were last time. And let's put this in reading mode. Boop. There we go. And is my face in the way of the lyrics? The answer is wrong one. The answer is this one. I can't see because this is here. So yeah, that's better. Let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. We were going to do cold. Alrighty. So yeah, we'll be alright because the last page is on the left. So good stuff. So let me bring this back up. Call this good. Put it over here. Minimize that. And let's get started. Last song is Cold. Right. So I'm trying to put back the melody in my mind here really quick. I never felt that it was wise to wish too much, to dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Yeah, okay. Okay, I got it. Excuse me, I got it. It's I never felt that it was wise to wish too much. To dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything. You taught me how to leave the ground to use my wings. And then I've never thought a hero would ever come my way. I think that's wrong. But more than that, I never thought you'd be taken away. Yeah. And now it's cold here without you. Yeah. And now it's cold without you here. It's like winter lasts all year. But your stars still in the sky. So I won't say goodbye. I don't have to say goodbye. Da 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 da. With you around. Okay, I think I'm sort of there. I never felt that it was wise to wish too much, to dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything. You taught me how to leave the ground to use my wings. You know what I want? I want. That's what I want. Perfect. Oh, but then my picture might be in the way. Hold on a second. Let me review this. Yeah, but da 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 da. I can do this. put myself down here. Ah, technology. I got this. Boop. All right. That should be perfect. I'm down there in the corner and we can see the lyrics of the song. All right, now, first impression that I get from this song is I don't want to call it your average person or anything like that. It's more like you have your person that has been nothing. That's very modest. I don't want to say shy, but really inhibited in a way because I never felt that it was wise to wish too much. To dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Now, why is this person necessarily feeling this way? Could be a number of reasons. Could be disappointments, could be things that don't quite always work out as envisioned. Um, I honestly feel like a lot of critical setbacks, and it causes you to start feeling this way, where you start feeling not. Let me choose my words here. It's not that you feel comfortable or appreciate the things that you have. It's more like the things that you have become the definition of what you're meant to have. Does that make sense? Like, I never felt that it was wise to wish too much, because if you dream too big, it would only be lead to being crushed. Like, let's take it in a perspective here really quick. Um you have your small house with your little small fridge and your small stove because it's what you're able to mm, accomplish, afford, is what you're able to manage. and and if you want more, if you want to like maybe move out of here and get a bigger place, or if you want to buy better appliances in one way or another, if this person is constantly met with setbacks or things don't quite work out the way they are envisioned, then it might make you feel this way that, you know what I want? I want a better fridge that, can really keep my food fresh. And that's what I want. And I'm going to go out there because it doesn't matter that I have a fridge. I want a better fridge. And I go out there and I search for it. And okay, it costs $1,000, random ballpark number, for a good quality, decent fridge with all the bells and whistles. And okay, I'm going to start saving up for it. And then you start doing these series of things to be able to either achieve the money. And then at the end of the line, either A, the fridge is no longer sold, it's discontinued, or whatever the case may be, because it took you too long to do these things. Um, B, you've had setbacks that caused you to divert that money that you've been saving to pay things that are more important, that require more service. Um, the message that I'm getting is that it's continuous setbacks. I never felt that it was wise to wish too much. In other words, I should I should only wish for the things that I need, just the bare minimal, the essentials. You know, a roof over my head, a bed I can sleep in, the meals a day, some rags to put over my back, and that's it. I shouldn't ask for more, because if I try to reach out for more, to dream too big, would only lead to being crushed. If I try to reach things that I'm not entitled to or that I don't deserve, not necessarily being true as the case, more like you're doing something which is not something you're accustomed to doing, or that you've never really had or experienced before. It makes you feel in a way unworthy of it. It makes you feel in a way like, that's fantastic, but it's not for me because I don't deserve these things, or I'm not. That kind of lifestyle is not my lifestyle. N- Gosh, I don't know how to explain this properly to get the message clear, but it genuinely feels that that opening line makes it feel like this person has had a lot of bad, tough times on their hands, and it has caused them to be, again, not appreciative at the things that they have, but this is what I have, and this is what I'm entitled to. This is what I deserve. I don't know if that's making sense, if I'm explaining this properly, but we can discuss it in the comments if anything. But person with a tough life, difficult times. In other words, you know, there's a saying, clipping the wings. We all have it within us to just dream of amazing things, and we could reach for those amazing dreams, and with the right amount of effort, dedication, and commitment to things, we are able to come really close to achieving or actually achieving these dreams and visions that we have. But if we are constantly poof, 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 like battered around and setback and disappointment and no support and no backup from people that we love and care, and there's just it's us against the world, and the world is always winning, and we're always thrown down to the ditch, then eventually our wings become clipped, like they just clip the feathers of our wings, and we lose the power of flight. So we stop being able to reach these thoughts, these dreams, these ideas, these wants that we want in our lives. We stop being able to reach them because we feel that our wings are clipped, and they're not really clipped. It's just how we feel. It feels like no matter how hard we flap, there's not enough wing there to lift us from the ground in order to pursue what we want to pursue, and we stay there. We can't progress forward. It's our limit. Um because we stop ourselves in a way. We have we're told or faced things that make us feel this way, that eventually we are the ones that stop ourselves and we end up clipping our own wings. This is similar to that feeling. I never felt it was wise to wish too much, because no matter how much I try to wish for something, and no matter how big the wish, I never really get it. I never really happens. It never really comes my way. The dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Like, oh man, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be able to go there and take care of these things and do these amazing stuff, and it's gonna be the best day ever. And oh my gosh, whop, it rained, or whop, car accident stopped us, or whop, things out of our control that we don't really are have any influence of, makes us feel like dang, and also maybe other factors that we could have control over, like, oh, I didn't really prepare for this, or I should have looked into that beforehand, or I didn't know that was the way it worked. All these factors come in and kind of like ground us down and root us to the floor. So that's the opening. And then you come across with, then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything. You taught me how to leave the ground to use my wings. It's funny that I used the clipped wings because this is the following part. Like I said, we clip our own wings. We stop us from doing things because we have been constantly been met with opposition, stopped, blocked, grounded. We are these things that happen. It kind of like keeps like chipping away at our spirit. And ah, okay. You know what? Maybe it's not for me. Once you adopt that mindset, once you think to yourself, I shouldn't do this anymore. I should just appreciate the little bit that I have and not want any more than this because I already have it. It's here. Let's not push beyond it. Let's keep it here. I'm comfortable here. I'm okay here. This is all what I really need. So I'm okay. I'll prefer I'll prefer to stay inside for now. And then you kind of like, close the door and you stay inside and the rest of the world moves on without you in a way. Which is it happens. It does. Um I've felt that way sometimes. Um but it's within us that we have to find it. Find that passion, find that motivation, find that thoughts that we need to be able to pull through and exit. But here in this song, Cold, this person in particular is influenced heavily by someone else. Then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything. You taught me how to leave the ground to use my wings. And sometimes maybe other people just need our help for the as we're seeing in this particular line of the song, where someone comes our way into our lives and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why don't you try for that new job? Why don't you write that book you're talking about? Why don't you practice this thing you want to practice? Why don't you go out there and buy this new table or go out there and get this new house? Go out there and earn more money. Why don't you do all these things to improve your life, your quality of life, yourself in a way? What's stopping you?" Well, if I do that, this could happen, or maybe this could happen, or maybe people might not like my book. Maybe people might not like the way I sound on playing the piano. Maybe I won't get that job. Maybe I can't achieve these other goals that I have in my mind. And then the person has to come in and be like, "No, no, no, no. You listen to me. Forget all these things because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's happening out there. You don't know if people are going to like or not like your stuff. So the only thing you can do at this point is try. Just give it a chance. Go out there. Do it. Start. Commit. Follow through. Keep trying. Because if you don't, then you will automatically, fail. You will fail. You won't move up. You won't succeed. You won't progress. You'll just stay stuck in a rut, in the slump. You'll just stay there. So you have to do something with this. Are you happy here? Well, not really. I mean, I, I it would be nice. I mean, it'd be nice if I could get that fridge I wanted. Okay. Well, what do we need to get you that fridge? Well, I guess I need to save up some money for it, and currently I'm stretched thin as I am, because this job only manages me on a paycheck to paycheck foundation here. Any little bit of money that comes in, I have to pay all these bills, you know. And anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. My goodness. But this person came into this person's life, this other person's life, and taught him, stop being afraid. Don't fear failure, because when you fear failure, and you know, for the longest time, I just remembered a saying. Um, I don't want to take a guess at who said this, but somebody once said, my goodness, I think it was Churchill. I don't know if it was Churchill, but I think it was Churchill. Um, if I am mistaken, please correct me. But you know what? Let's play this safe. Wait a moment. Let me let me make sure that let me just cover this really quick, and I will. What in the world is happening? Why is this so weird? Okay, I think that's right. All right, all right. Give me a second. Let me just open up this browser, make sure nothing suspicious comes up. All right. Is my name listed in here somewhere? No, my name is not listed. So let me bring it up so you guys can see what I'm going to see. Why do you keep getting outstretched? Oh man, what did I do? What is going on? Oh no, this is terrible. I think I fixed it. All right, there. That's how it should be. I don't know what happened. I think when I moved it around, it kind of like messed it up. All right, so here we go. Dex, we're going to put in here. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. All right. And this was. No, not Churchill, Roosevelt. I'm sorry. Only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That's what I wanted to say. Boop, minimize that. Picture, not blocking lyrics, looks good. Call it good. Minimize this one. Yes. Only thing to fear is fear itself. I never really understood that saying until like several years ago. You have nothing to fear. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Why? Because if you fear other things, I'm afraid of jumping in the water, then you'll never enjoy the water. Granted, I'm not saying be reckless and jump in the water without thinking if there's anything dangerous in the water. Of course, take a little bit of precaution. But being afraid of the water, even though you are certain it is safe, but still being afraid of doing something will stop you from doing something, and you will not do it. Let me think of another example that's a bit more tangible here. I don't know, anything really. Go on stage. I don't know, that's too. Gosh, give me another example. Um, I can't think of anything. God, talking to a girl, talking to a boy if you're a girl, or if you're into boys, I don't know, whatever. But talking to somebody. If you're afraid of talking to somebody, you'll never talk to somebody. And nothing will happen. So the only thing you really need to fear, the only thing you should be worried about is fear itself. And allow me to explain that part. Fear itself, the act of being afraid, is what you need to be afraid of. Because when you're afraid, you stop doing things, you stop growing, you stop experiencing, you stop yourself from anything, really. When you're afraid of things, when you fear things, that's what we need to really concern ourselves with. It's not that I'm afraid of drawing and putting it out on, I don't know, DeviantArts or Deviant Art. DeviantArt. What did I say? DeviantArt. I don't know. Deviant Art. Um, you put your art out there and you're afraid of how it will be received, that it makes you not want to put your art out there, and therefore you'll never put your art out there. I don't know if I'm explaining this, my goodness, but there's nothing, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. It's Don't be afraid that you'll fail. Don't be afraid that you're not going to succeed at something. Don't be afraid that you're going to ridicule yourself. Don't be afraid of things that make you uncomfortable, because you go out there, you do it. Maybe you'll have a great time. Maybe you won't have a great time. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you won't learn something, but at least something is being done about it. But if you're afraid of doing something to the point where you just don't do it, then you're not achieving anything. You're not learning. You're not having a bad time. You're not having a good time. You're not becoming smarter. You're not becoming, I don't really think you can become dumb or less smarter, but it's really that. And this is this kind of person that doesn't fear anything but fear itself. Then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything because you don't care if you go out there and you make yourself look like a clown or you just put something out there. Let me go back to the example of deviant art. When you go to like and you put something online and you're like, hey guys, this is my first, you know, attempt at whatever. The first thing that came to my mind is anime, so I'm going to run with it. This is me trying to draw manga. This is me trying to draw manga because anime is the animated series, but whatever. We're not being too technical here. Bear with me. This is me drawing manga. Here you go. And it looks silly or, not at the same tier level of somebody who's been doing it for over 20 years. So, chances are you might get criticized, of course. But you have taken the first step. Maybe you'll come across certain particular people that'll be like, hey, good try, it could use some work on these areas, but you took the first step. You're here, you posted something for the whole world to see. So it's looking good. Or maybe somebody with the same skill set as you, or maybe even less than you, will see your design and your drawing, and they'll be like, wow, that looks really great. I wish I could draw like that. And you're like, wow, somebody really appreciates my stuff. That's great. So you're gonna get mixed emotions, and it's all part of this thing. It's it's not an environment. It's just you're gonna come across all sorts of people in life. You really are. You're gonna have your people that like to just speak their mind in a non-constructive kind of way, and they'll criticize or say like, "Oh, that looks like crap," or "That looks really silly." You know, you should quit drawing. These are just mean comments. And who knows, maybe it's their frustration talking through it, or maybe other factors is play. But the thing is, you can't let yourself be heavily influenced to the point where you just stop yourself from progressing forward with things that you want to accomplish. I do not know why I have turned this song into a self betterment life lesson something because I am so off tangent right now. I have no idea why. So I apologize for that. But I'm reeling myself back in, like, where am I going with this? I don't know, maybe because I feel a lot for people like this, perhaps. Like it really speaks to me in a way. Maybe because I just don't understand it. Because God, CharFox, what are you doing today? You're off topic. So bad. I'll finish that thought so I don't leave you hanging. It's not that I relate because I come from the same place. It's not that. Is that perhaps I was surrounded by a lot of people that felt this way. And it bothered me in a way where part of me just wanted to just jump in their skin and tell their spirit, you know what, spirit, give me a second, let me just take over the controls for a little bit. I got this. Just sit back, relax. Let me take control of this body for a little bit. I'm gonna make things right here really quick. So you want to do this? Let's go ahead and try this, because it's just I didn't understand what was. It's not okay. It's not that I didn't understand. It's just that it was easy. Not, oh gosh, choose my words carefully here. It's not that it was easy, it's that I was able to see the solutions that they were struggling to pick up on their own. And part of me just wanted to just jump in and solve the problem for them. But deep down, I know that I wasn't doing much for them by doing this. As soon as I give them controls back of their bodies, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, look, I got that thing I wanted, and I got this. Yeah, I don't know what to do now." you know? So, I don't know. Gosh, this thing. I can lose myself talking about this, honestly. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let's get back to cold. So, this person met this other person that was probably like me in a way, that wasn't afraid of anything, that just wants to solve problems and wants to teach them. That guy do, yeah. I want to teach people how to solve things, how to leave the ground, to use their wings. I totally see myself doing that, but I don't know. It's difficult in a way. But I never thought a hero would ever come my way. But more than that, I never thought you'd be taken away. Now, this part is very distressful in a way, distraughtful, because this person came into this other person's life and said, in a way, showed him how to move up, conquer their fears, conquer their uncertainty, their insecurities, their internal struggle. And here, let's go work on this together. I'm gonna be with you along the way and it'll be great. But then the person got taken away. Now, if we were to look at this, if we were to look at this as, the metaphor that it is, I'm guessing this hero died. Okay. And now it's cold here without you. Well, now it's cold without you here. It's like winter lasts all year, but your stars still in the sky, so I won't say goodbye. I don't have to say goodbye. But your stars still in the sky, so I won't say goodbye. I don't have to say goodbye. Now it's cold without you here. It's like winter lasts all year. The best way I can describe this is this feeling of something missing inside of you just abruptly just got pulled out, and this emptiness is just filled with nothing in a way. Makes you leaves you feeling cold. It leaves you feeling cold. It's like winter lasts all year. Um, because this person is not able to recover in a way from all those amazing, warm, invigorating feelings. You just got a brand new lease on life. This person just came in and showed you how to leave the ground, showed you how to use your wings. It just, and then just like that, gone. And so this void is left within, and it makes you feel so hollow, so empty. Now, I'm afraid that right now I'm kind of projecting my own thoughts here because, in a way, after watching those last episodes, I felt this hollowness, this empty feeling inside of me. Volume 3. Hmm. My days of doubt were in the past with you around. See, okay, this is where I'm going for. Like, my days of doubt were in the past with you around. These fears that the person had, these uncertainty of like, I don't know if I'm able to do that, or I'm not sure if this is something that I could achieve, or what if people don't like it, or what if it doesn't sound as it should, Hmm. The hero came in and he's like, nonsense, follow me, let's do this. It's gonna be like this, and we're gonna do this, and don't worry about all this nonsense, let's just go. And and the days of doubt were in the past. There's no more doubt. We're just gonna go ahead and, run through this. Just do things. Just go for it. Just pursue these dreams. You helped me feel I had a place, direction found. You showed me that a greater dream can be achieved. Enough resolve will conquer all if we believe. Yes, I totally agree with these things. This is what we need to look for. This is the fuel, the thoughts that we need to help us that we need to help us envision, that help us envision and formulate and plot ourselves to achieve these things. and and I can totally understand why he's being referred to, or she's being referred to, or whoever this person is being referred to as a hero, because yeah, you're basically, yeah, I'm sorry, I read a little bit ahead. Now, the light you gave to guide me will never fade away, but moving forward never felt as hard as today. That's that's touching right there. That's the light you gave to guide me. In other words, the things that this person, that this hero taught this other person, just believe in yourself. That's the best way I can summarize it all up. Just believe in yourself, you know? Be prepared. Be prepared for the rough parts, you know, because they might come. You might get lucky and you'll get everything as if it was meant to be, you know, but those scenarios are so rare and scattered throughout our lives, you know, that we shouldn't expect that to be the standard of things. We should expect a lot of resistance and opposition, you know, but if we commit, if we believe ourselves, if we have enough resolve, we can conquer all if we believe. Absolutely. I'm totally 100% on board with that line right there. You know, this is great. This song is really good, but at the same time it's encapsulating a loss, because now it's cold here with well, now it's cold. I would keep saying now it's cold here. Now it's cold without you here. It's like winter lasts all year, but your star is still in the sky, so I won't say goodbye. I don't have to say goodbye. As sad and as depressing this song sounds, I think it's up to us to read through these lines and listen to the story being told here. And it's the story of someone appreciating their hero that is no longer there with us. It's it's so full of melancholy and sadness and pain, but deep down inside, it's appreciating the things that this hero was able to do for the singer, for the person. If we can look at these things, it's like it's like thank you. It's a thank you song. It's a thank you song, and it's I'm sorry that you're no longer here with us. It hurts that you're no longer here with us. But it's not the end. It'll be hard moving forward, but it's not the end. You gave me the things that I needed to push through, and it won't be easy. But because of you, I now know it can be done. And I'll keep pushing through. I'll keep, the best line is right here. I'll keep moving forward, you know? Even though it'll be hard, I'll keep moving forward. Because of you, I'm able to progress, to move forward. I'm able to to accomplish these things, but my God, does it hurt not having you here anymore. And that's what this song is about. And it's great. It really is. Now, for who is this song? This okay, I don't know. I immediately I want to say Pira, but I mean Pira and John, but I don't know if it falls into it. I never felt that it was wise to wish too much. To dream too big would only lead to being crushed. Then I met you. You weren't afraid of anything. You taught me how to leave the ground, to use my wings. I never thought a hero would ever come my way. But more than that, I never thought you'd be taken away. My days of doubt were in the past with you around. You helped me feel I had a place, a direction found. You showed me that a greater dream can be achieved. Enough resolve will conquer all if we believe. And the light that you gave me will never fade away. But moving forward never felt as hard as today. Because now that you're gone, now it's cold without you here. It's like winter lasts all year. But your stars still in the sky, so I won't say goodbye. I don't have to say goodbye. Because you still are with me. You still live within me. Your star is still in the sky, and therefore I'm keeping you alive in my memories, in my hearts. So, thank you. This is a thank you. It's a thank you and a I'll miss you. Because I don't have to say goodbye, but I'll miss you. It's tough now being without you. It's tough now that you're not here. It's cold now without you. That's what this song is. And it's beautiful, it really is. So I don't know who this song really is for. I don't I can't make the connection with John and Pyrrha. I mean, yeah, Pyrrha did believe in John and kind of like helped him through the process of becoming a better leader, supporting him. Gosh. Man, I just remember when they first met. When John was being a pineapple head, and he was trying to woo Wise. And Pyrrha says, I would like to join Team John. And he turns and he's like, sorry, spaces are full. Um, so then he turns back to Wise and keeps trying to talk with her. Oh, gosh. doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. And then again, it never does, but I don't know. So let's leave the songs here. Otherwise, I don't know. What do we want to do? Yeah, let's close it. Let's close it. Boop. Gone. Hey, look who it is. It's Weiss. Mish Schnee. What am I looking for? That's Vegas. Um, quick side note before we continue. I have been extremely busy putting some subtitles on this. As you can see here, it says no, it's a checkpoint because that's when my son says something. And I don't know if you can hear him. I'm gonna try to play this clip. Yeah, I don't know if you heard him, but he said, no, it's a checkpoint. You got to put your volume really loud. So I'm going to give you a chance. I'm not going to put the loud me talking here because that me talking right there sounds super loud. But turn up your volume. Take a chance. Believe in me. I'm not going to hurt your ears. You can hear my son here saying, no, it's a checkpoint. So here we go again. There. Now, oh, I'm talking. I forgot about that. I'm so sorry. All right, let's try that again. Turn up your turn up your volume. I'm not going to say anything until I pause. Ready? Turn it up now. I'm going to play now. Pause. Okay. There. Put your volume down. Okay. I'm going to raise my voice. And I'm going to start talking normally now. Alright, so I've been working on this video. This is the last subtitle I did. And if you minimize this, look at the progress I've done. I'm almost halfway there right here. So this was a really big project. It's taken me at least 3 days of doing this. Um, 3 days working like 2 hours a day, more or less. So there's that. So that's coming down the pipeline soon, hopefully. Um, so let's get back to this and fix my screen. Boop. Video capture, yes, please. Make it bigger. Boop. Perfect. All right, so let's talk about Volume 3. The last two episodes that I didn't do an AAR. They were terrible episodes. They were. And not because the episodes themselves were terrible, the events that happened in them were horrible. They really were. Um, there's a bunch of great things in it as well. But overall, the somber tone overtook the good tone in a way. And it was just it really was terrible for me to witness those things that took place. I honestly don't know where to start. I mean, part of me, deep down inside, still believes that Penny is okay. And that's the hopeful part. That's the part of me that is holding on to that dream and to positive things and to happy thoughts that Penny is fine. She might be damaged. She might need some repairs, but I'll explain where these thoughts come from because I don't know. I'm remembering these images from the opening of, I believe it was Volume 2, in which it shows Ironwood, Penny, and if I'm not mistaken, the lab scientist doctor guy, along with some Atlas soldiers in their uniforms. And if indeed Atlas found a way to either A, generate aura, how exactly did they develop this technology? Well, based on the explanation that we know so far, an aura is a manifestation of the soul, right? And because of that, it is required, somehow, for now, based on common knowledge, that it is required for there to be a soul present in order to generate aura. Now, in the conversation that we know Penny had with Ruby, when Penny's hands were a bit damaged because she stopped the truck. Um, Penny says, "I'm not real." She shows her hand, and Ruby counters by saying, "Just because you have you're made of metal parts, of screws, nuts, and bolts, or something like that, instead of squishy guts, you're not real. You have a soul. I can feel it, you know. So you are real in a way. You might have mechanical parts, but you are real." Now, this brings me to the next line of thinking with my thoughts, and that is, in the show, it is possible to transfer one's soul into somebody else. As we were able to see what they were trying to do with Amber and Pyrrha, right? And Pyrrha was so distraught because when she absorbed the soul with all the benefits that come with that soul, being semblance and other stuff, and the powers and stuff, then what people were not certain about was if it would change Pyrrha or if it would change Amber, or what would happen to Amber. Would she be absorbed by Pyrrha's complete soul? Because we have to kind of like keep in mind that at that point, Cinder had already partially removed part of Amber's soul in a way, part of her powers. But, right, because there was also a part in which she's kind of like reporting what happened, that the process was interrupted. It didn't complete. I got part of it, but it feels as if there's this hunger inside of me craving more. It feels like there's something longing for the other part to fill in that gap. This hole is there. And that's what Cinder is kind of like reporting back. So Cinder already partially has part of Amber. Amber is in a critical state inside the stasis bed life support capsule thing. Hmm. We don't really see Cinder struggling with some sort of dual personality. And if she is, she's completely overriding it. And when she did absorb the remainder by interrupting the process before it got complete, she didn't really seem phased at all. How does that work? I guess they get completely phased out. But unless the stronger personality overrides. Because if Penny's soul did get transferred into a metal frame, a metallic robotic vessel of sorts, then there's nobody to oppose her, and she can assume control of the vessel. All right, so Unless, of course, it has nothing to do with souls and it's just artificially created. Because Atlas technology is very advanced. The first of my kind, the prototype. But to be involved in sacrificing people voluntarily seems a bit barbaric in a way. So, you could artificially create it if you create an artificial consciousness. A consciousness that becomes aware, powered by energy. What kind of energy? Life energy. How do you create life energy? By simulating a soul. If you are capable of transferring souls, it becomes something tangible. And that tangible element, it is possible to identify, formulate, understand, and eventually reproduce. What is the difference as far as souls when it comes to a human clone or an animal clone, a human clone? A human clone is basically an identical genetic map of the DNA composition of somebody artificially implanted and fertilized in an embryo. And you have two identical people, but their consciousness is slightly different. Granted, there are studies that have to do with residual memories located in the RNA. So the clone might have memories, feelings, residual stuff from the original copy. But depending on the upbringing or how you raise the clone, it can switch everything all at once, but still have those light traces of things. Oh my gosh. Okay, so with that being said, what are we working with here? What exactly was the process involved to create this first artificial being capable of generating an aura because it had a soul? What is it? What is it? What was needed to make this? How was Penny made? I have so many thoughts right now crossing in my mind, and it has to do with the reaction that we saw from the doctor. I am so all over the place right now, and I apologize for that, but I am so lost in thoughts right now that I'm not thinking about my coherency. I'm gonna reel it all back for a second so you guys can be with me on the same page of my thought process. So here we go. I mentioned, excuse me, I mentioned the Atlas character roster thing, the picture, the image in that volume opening that I am having memories of. That has Ironwood, Penny, the doctor fella, and the soldiers. Was the doctor even in that picture? I mean, am I remembering things wrong? I'm almost certain there was a doctor in that picture, and part of me wants to click on that video so bad. So bad. Did I just. Because I'm not. I need to clarify my thought on this, and I'm gonna watch that video. So I'm gonna open up this folder, and I'm gonna go in here, and I'm doing this. I'm totally doing this. I'm being bad right now. Let me just hold on a second. This is volume. What is this? Volume 3. No, I'm looking for volume 2. Volume 2. Where are you? Where are you? Am I doing this? I'm doing this. I shouldn't do this, but I need to do this. I need to clarify something really quick. 'Cause I'm certain that that guy is on that picture in the opening, like an image with him. Um, um, Dang it. I only got this one. No, that's not it. I'm not clicking. Not that one. Yes! Is this it? Please tell me this is it. I think this is it. Let me open it. Da 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 da. My god, that was loud. I'm watching it. I'm doing it. I'm so bad. No, no, I want the opening. Skip that, skip that, skip that, skip that. Skip, skip. Alright, here we go. I'm watching it. Anymore. Wait, I want you to share this with you guys. That's what I'm watching. Anymore. Oh no. Why? And look, she's smiling. No. No. Oh, wait, there it was. Let's go back. Hold on. No, no, not full screen. Okay, I got this. I gotta spacebar this. No, I'm wrong. He's not there. Where did I see this scientist fellow? Oh, I'm so mistaken. He's not there. Let's go back to that image of Penny. I could have sworn that scientist was going to be there, but he's not there. So I stand corrected. He's not there. But Penny is short. Okay, so scratch that. Where did I see this scientist guy? No, 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 no. Let's make this picture bigger again. Boop. Wow. And I know I can accept it when I'm wrong. I'm not always right. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But no. So that's not where I first saw him. Perhaps it was in the car scene, but we don't really see the person in the car talking to Penny. I don't know. But anyway, this doctor fella, we see him in the. Where do we see him? We see him in the scene once Penny gets hurt pretty badly. We see him watching the broadcast, right? And we notice that he kind of like flinches a bit and like really grips his chair like right. So we see him do that. Now, he was more upset than he was distraught. Now, as a creator, as somebody, as a father, actually, as a father, if something were to happen to my son, be, I wouldn't be just gripping my chair if I see something happen on TV. I would be really, really, really distraught. I would probably lose my stuff, you know? I don't want to think about that, but, if something like that, if that was my creation, my child, my artificial robot, I would be so. I would be really distraught. I would be really like something. That seemed more like a kind of like a frustration kind of thing. Like, dang it, all that hard work down the toilet, or ruined French toast. So that tells me a couple of things. Either A, he doesn't really care that much about his creations, or maybe B, he's not that really emotionally attached to them, you know? Um, there could be the initial thought that maybe, I don't know how deep, dark, and twisted you want to get here really quick with me, but if it is the daughter of that scientist and it was a one-way ticket and the ticket got cut in half, I would take it differently if I don't think I'll be able to interact with my daughter anymore. So this leads me to believe that there might not be any emotional connection with Penny and the doctor. Wow, this could go so many different ways. I'm so lost in this thoughts. This can go so many different ways. Let's explore these scenarios really quick. All right, so we have the first alternative, which is that Penny is 100% synthetic, artificially created. Artificially created. It's a generated consciousness that is artificial. So we're going to go into the artificial intelligence department. It is a self-conscious artificial intelligence capable of thinking on their own, distinguishing right from wrong, therefore incorporating a consciousness into state of being, therefore generating a soul, a manifestation of yourself, therefore, by association, being able to generate an aura. Life energy being consisting of the electrical impulses through the neurotransmitted network of our bodies with our brain, our spinal cord, our nervous system, between the synapses and our neurons, and everything that takes place. This chemical or electrochemical reactions within our bodies reproduced 100% artificially in a fully synthetic being. That's option one, Penny, the fully synthetic artificial being that is capable of generating aura because it is an artificial intelligence with a self consciousness and advanced neural network that is able to 100% incorporate and reproduce the human body through mechanical components, therefore generating aura. Does Penny have a semblance? I don't know if she does. Does she? We don't know, do we? Did I miss it? I don't remember it. So I don't know. I don't know if she has a semblance. But maybe she does. And we don't know about it. Or maybe she doesn't. Because the mechanical body can only do so much. So that's option one. Option two is that which one do we want for option two? I got so many thoughts right now. Let's go with vessel. Penny's cybernetic mechanical body is a vessel for a soul, whereas a soul has been transferred into the mechanical vessel. Therefore, the manifestation and the presence of the soul is capable then to generate aura, maybe perhaps by using all the neural network transmitter system throughout the body, replicating the human body in the neurological sense of the way to generate an aura. Option two, the robot body is a vessel for a soul. Option three is that the mechanical body is a vessel for an injected consciousness created by cloning. I know it sounds really far-fetched, but let me explain it because my word selection might not be the best. You have a person. You have a person. This person gets cloned. You make a clone of this person. Now, in the engineering scientific mindset, a human body is considered to be very flawed because it's squishy, it's fragile, it can break, decays, and eventually can die. So if you want to start designing these prototypes, these vessels, to contain yourself in them, to prolong your existence in this world, the best way to do this is to do testing without actual humans, but with clones of humans. Um, you clone yourself, you make yourself into a copy, use your genetic material, and you create a fetus, which evolves into an embryo, which evolves into, or the other way around, an embryo into the fetus, and then into a baby. You grab this baby, and as cold and vicious as this sounds, you transfer the soul from this baby into the mechanical suit. Now, Maybe you wait a little bit until the baby grows up to survive the procedure better as a child, perhaps, because it seemed as if Penny was very awkward, and perhaps it was because of lack of social interaction, but I'm not sure. She seemed in an age range younger than Ruby. So she got incorporated into the mechanical body, and from that point forward, I mean, she doesn't really talk about her past much. Like, when did she become aware that she was alive, that she existed? Anyway, so you use clones to fill in the vessels, to test it, to make sure it works. And with that scenario, if that vessel gets destroyed and the soul itself is lost, then yeah, I can kind of understand why I would be frustrated versus distraught. Same thing with the other one. But if the other one has a failsafe, and I actually used a one of a kind soul that it cannot be replaced, and I have it contained in a particular part of the vessel, because I'm the designer, I can put the soul containment unit wherever I want if it is contained, so that it can then, you know, run the entire system. Hmm, I don't know. Either A, if it's a one of the kind scenario, the guy is okay. He's like, dang it, all that hard work. Because he knows that deep down inside, he just has to piece it back together and reboot. But if it was, then again, if it was a one of a kind soul, and that one of a kind soul is completely lost forever, then the guy must not have that much affection or any sort of emotional involvement with the person inside the mechanical suit, if it is a person that's being transported in the mechanical suit. So, I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know for certain. Everything seems to be indicating that when she gets put back together, if she gets put back together, she might not be the same Penny that we know and remember. Unless the containment unit is conserved, preserved, and able to be reutilized. But then again, if it's completely artificial, then who knows? Memory wipe is in order. Maybe Penny 2.0 will have reinforced limbs and other body parts. I don't know. Wow, I'm getting really sidetracked with Penny. So at this point, I don't know if she'll come back to the same Penny that we remember. Part of me says no, but the little part of me says yes, yes, no, yes. Oh, the good old days, the nice old days. Um, so yeah, so that happened. Um, It was an emotional roller coaster, I'll give you that. It really was. Those last two episodes. During the battle for Beacon, and everything is falling apart. I apologize for the pauses. I'm replaying the episode in my mind. Yeah, everybody came together. All the students came together, and we got to see a Doctor Bartholomew Ooblik and Professor Peter Port. Ha ha! Children, I think it's best if you leave. And it was an emotional roller coaster because Ruby grabs um, Penny's sword to stab the really large Nevermore. You leave her alone, and that was a bit emotional. Picking up a fallen comrade's weapon. Well, let's talk about Velvet. Or is it Violet? Oh my god, don't tell me I'm confusing them again. Violet. Violet. It's Violet, right? It's Violet. Not Velvet, it's Violet. Scarlatina. Let's call her Miss Scarlatina. Frickin' Scarlatina, all this time, right in front of us, she was taking pictures of other people's weapons. And I thought that one time when he took a picture of Neptune, or when she's showing picture, she's showing Ruby's the pictures. You're working on your project? Yes, you want to see? Oh, they're great. Thanks. She was taking pictures of weapons all along. And her weapon is some sort of. I don't know how it works. I'm trying to make sense of it, but it is a. I'm guessing it's made with energy. It's the only thing that really makes sense to me. But it's crazy if you think about it because not only did she copy the weapons, she was able to reproduce the fighting style and the techniques involved in using these weapons. That's really cool. That's really cool. It was a visual treat, it really was. But the most critical moment is when they timed the music with her manifesting Penny's backpack and then pulling out the swords. That, I don't know, that's just. They were trying really hard to pluck at my heartstrings, and I felt it. I felt the plucking. I really did. That was hard. And then freaking Weiss, man. Freaking Weiss starts pulling out her summon. Because when she was practicing, she did that little tiny thing. The little tiny piece of the little miniature sword. And now, when her emotions are surging through her, she was able to portal out an arm against a paladin. That's some that's some good stuff. I'll have to admit that those were the highlights of that scene right there. Um, Clearly there are some issues between Adam and Blake that are unresolved. Um, it seems that they were in love at one point, or there was some sort of attraction, maybe one way, maybe two way. Although, if we look back at some past episodes in which Cinder and the gang are bringing offerings to recruit the White Fang to employ them into achieving this mission or whatever, you know, there's a scene that I remember. It made an impact on me because I was like, uh, and it was when Blake kind of like steps out into the scene and she's like, "Oh, what did they want or whatever?" And he's like, "I don't know, whatever. Don't worry about it. Let's go. We got a train to catch or something like that." And then at that moment, I'm like, I know what they're talking about. And that interaction right there, it doesn't seem, or maybe I'm out of context here. Perhaps they did get together at some point here or there. Um, Perhaps it was a platonic love in which she was attracted to him, and by association, eventually he started developing feelings for her because she looked up to him, and he, in a way, felt the attraction and looked down to the not appreciation, to the admiration that Blake might have felt for Adam. But as time grew along, maybe her feelings became frigid and she realized this guy is not what I expected, honestly. And then, hmm, yeah, because man, I don't know. This is difficult. Complicated relationships are difficult to untangle and undo and try to see the string and which way it flows, honestly. Um so let's talk about this for a little bit. Let's see the relationship that might be here, if there is any. But clearly there's something because he is this was meant to be for us. This was supposed to be our day. And she's like, not like this, not hurting innocent people. This is not what I wanted. And then he's like, oh, you know, he felt hurt in a way. So he wanted to, like, you know, give back that hurt by destroying everything that you love, by stabbing her and starting with her BFF, right? Gosh, this series. Um, So yeah, so let's try to make sense, or at least I want to try to make sense of what. Hmm. If Adam grew attached towards Blake, that scene might have played differently if he was, or if it was a one way attraction. In other words, unrequited. Um, Allow me to explain what I'm thinking here. If Adam was infatuated with Blake, but Blake never showed Adam any feelings, this is the unrequited love. Now, if this is the case, Adam would probably go out of his way in order to maybe impress or woo Blake. And once he finished his meeting with Cinder, and Blake comes along and he's like, hey, what do they want? He might have been a bit more friendly about it. But instead, he was nothing. I forgot what he said exactly, but he says, come on, let's go. We got a train to catch. And then she's like, oh well, let's go. Right? Now, if they already had something and it was a mutual feeling relationship, then he came into the picture. She was infatuated by him. He fell for her as well. They developed into something. It blossomed, it flourished. Time went on. He started doing his violent actions, and she starts growing distant from him. This is not the person that I wanted. This is too much. I don't want this. Too violent. And so the relationship starts becoming strained, and then it makes sense that they would have this, like friction near that part in which she comes and she's like, "Oh, what do they want?" And he's like, nothing. Don't worry about it." I forgot what he says. Come on, let's go. We gotta catch a train. And she's like, "Hmm." And then she's like, "Okay, let's go." At that point, it's like almost near the end of their relationship because in the black trailer is when she says, "Waching! Goodbye." And she kind of like rolls away. But so yeah, that makes sense. It feels as if it was a mutual thing. And then in the end, she just decided to just like, well, you know what? That's it. I'm done. It's over. Goodbye. And that left a really bitter flavor in his mouth. And he's like, tastes like sour pineapple. And he didn't like that. And so now he's bun hurt because his buns got squishy with sour pineapple juice. And now he wants revenge. He wants to hurt back. And him being the violent person that he is, he resorts to violence in order to harm the person that he once may have loved. Why must you hurt me so much? Why must you make me kill you? Because that was an intent to kill right there. It really was. Yeah. Pretty dark character. Um, so yeah, that's that. And then Yang lost her arm. It wasn't her left arm. It was her right arm. But honestly, let me tell you something. I haven't said that in a while. Let me tell you something. I think Yang is going to be A-okay. I'm not saying that, I'm not being callous here or anything like that, but she's going to be okay. Granted, she left us with a really sour note in the end when poor Ruby is like, I love you. And she's like, I hate life right now. Just leave me alone. That really, that was a pineapple move. And I'll, Sorry, Yang, but that was really pineapple. I don't care how upset you are or whatever, or distraught. When somebody is there trying to care about you, you don't close the door on their face like that. Um, just because you want to loathe and, and fester these negative emotions in a way. But, you know. So, I have a feeling that Yang is going to be a-okay. You know what I would like to happen? I'm going to tell you right now what I think would be awesome to happen. If she's in a slump, right? Ruby and the gang, the remaining gang. Um, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I can't. But the remaining gang are gonna go to um, where was it that they were going? It leads to I forgot the name of the place they're going. I'll remember in a little bit, I think. Hold on. We'll get to that. I'm not going to invest too much time in it, trying to remember something. But so Ruby and the remaining gang, the two half teams. Actually, it's just Ruby. Ruby's team is completely just broken up, and John's team lost Pyrrha, so it makes sense Ruby would fill in for the missing member. And then you have that. Hmm. That's something. I'll talk about that a little bit. I want to think about that too. But where am I going? Oh yeah. What I would like to happen is if Yang is like in her slump, in her low tones, right? And what I would really like is if Junior comes. If Junior comes and pulls her out of that slump, I think it'll be great. It really will. I'm imagining the interaction, and it's something that I would really like if Junior comes in. Like, let's say she goes out, oh gosh, in a car because it's really hard to drive a motorcycle with one arm. Trust me, I know. If you're missing your right arm, you can't throttle, you can't front brake. So, yeah. So, in a car, or maybe walking, I don't know. Anyway, she goes into this bar and she's like drinking herself away because she's so upset and so down into depression or whatever. And then Junior approaches her and, you know, Blondie, what are you doing here? What happened? I think it'll be so cool and so sweet if actually that's something from there is what helps her come out of the slump. I think that'll be so cool. But that's just me thinking of what something I would like to see. But I think honestly, Yang is gonna be okay because if Ironwood at this point has almost, I would think it's half of his body, almost half his body. I'm not sure if he has that much mechanical aspects in his body, then a robotic arm is gonna be fine to be able to develop for her. So she's going to be okay. Granted, she's not 100%, human, but she'll have cybernetic enhancements. She'll be able to recover from this. And you know what's really cool about this? Gosh, I'm just remembering the yellow trailer. The opening line was, oh man, it's been a while. I might not be able to remember this because it was a big line of opening, and it had to do with misshapen beauty. And that's the part that stands out the most for me right now. And honestly, I think this is it right here. Yang is now a misshapen beauty. She's missing an arm. And it's really something. It really is. In a world where it was something about in a world where symmetrical is seen as, the normal or something like that. Gosh, I want to go to the trailer and look at it, but I don't think I have that there somewhere. Do I? Man, I shouldn't do this. I'm breaking all the rules today. This part three. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm bad. I'm so bad. Where could it be? If I have it, where would it be? In here? Trailers? I have it. It's here. Let's minimize this window really quick. Alrighty. Oh man, I'm so bad. I shouldn't do this, but I'm doing it. I'm totally doing it. Alrighty, here we go. Got it. This part right here. Scathing eyes ask that we be symmetrical, one-sided, and easily processed. Yet every misshapen spark's unseen beauty is greater than its would-be judgment. Every misshapen spark's unseen beauty. And this, for some reason, brings me back to Yang. Scathing eyes ask that we be symmetrical, one sided, and easily processed. In other words, critical people, critical thinking. People that say, like, oh, no, the norm is this, this, and this. And yet here we see, yet every misshapen spark's unseen beauty is greater than its would be judgment. This is great because now Yang is 100% that misshapen spark. And the unseen beauty of this misshapen spark is what I think we're going to start appreciating later on down the road. This is bringing me hope. This is bringing me something to look forward to in the future episodes because, my gosh, those last couple of episodes were pretty bad. So let's close this. Yeah, let's close that. Boop. And bring this window back up. Let me close this folder. Boop. Let me show you this background really quick. Sidetrack. Explosion! Good stuff. Alrighty, so Yang is now officially the misshapen spark. And her hidden beauty is greater than the would-be judgment. And that is so cool. It's so cool. I like that. I like that so much. Hmm. So she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. I have this feeling she's gonna come around and she's gonna be stronger and better. And she might be bitter. She might be more cold and harsh because of the trauma. But her hidden beauty is about to start shining soon. And that's something I'm looking forward to. So that's a good thing. There's so much to talk about. I don't know where to start. I mean, I already started, but I don't know where to continue or what topic to cover now. I mean, I'm thinking about Ruby Silver Eyes. I'm thinking about freaking Crow at the end, that after credit scene. I don't know how to take that because part of me thinks that maybe he transformed into a bird, but at the same time, I'm having a hard time putting that together because of the fact that he was holding on to Ospen's cane weapon, and yet when the crow pops up, I don't think we see the crow holding the weapon or anything like that. Also, what happened to his clothing? Does his clothing just become his feathers? Like I don't understand the process involved if he was the one that transformed into the crow or if he jumped down and just so happened that a crow just flew up out of there. So, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that would work because I don't understand it. What happened to the cane? I mean, I don't remember it being held by the bird, unless I'm mistaken and it was. I know it kind of like shocked me that he jumped down and then a bird flew up, but I don't know if the bird was holding Ospin's weapon, cane, or if he wasn't. So I don't know about that one. I don't know how to approach that topic. So let's put that there for now. So we got Ruby Silver Eyes. We have that freaking dragon, um, which I've heard in some comments that people refer, or the fandom refers to it as Kevin. Um, Cinder's actions. The fall of Pyrrha. I just, I don't know where to start, honestly. I don't know where to start to continue this these this volume thing. So let's organize ourselves and let's go through chronological order. Yes. Oh, and also Weiss being flown away because of the craziness that was happening, and father came to pick her up. That's another thing that happened. And I don't know. So let's do chronological order. Here we go. Starting with, we talked about Blake, we talked about Adam, we talked about Weiss losing her arm. Next thing that happened was Weiss, being the awesome team member that she is, goes with Ruby and helps her climb up the tower, but slightly too late because Pyrrha fell. Now, the conversation between Cinder and Pyrrha as they're fighting, you were promised something that doesn't belong to you. Mhm. Um, Sorry, I'm playing a lot of things right now. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to understand what the point was between when Pyrrha asked her, "Do you believe in destiny?" She kind of like steeled herself and said, "I do." And then she killed her. But why? Why was that question so meaningful for Cinder? The main thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is for some reason I feel deep down inside that Cinder knows. Cinder believes in destiny, right? So maybe she knows that her destiny is not going to be a good destiny. It's a dark destiny. It's a destiny where maybe she dies. And that kind of like that filled her up with hate, knowing that she too was eventually going to die. And I don't know, because let's let's try to think of this as with another question. Let's try to think of it with, do you think killing is the answer? And then you remember that you are going to be killed tomorrow or some other day in the future, and that fills you up with this thing that you can't escape. You can't escape that fact that you too will be killed soon. So you're like, yeah, it is the answer. And then you do the deed. So that makes me feel as if Cinder knows that her destiny leads her down a terrible path. And that's probably why she's so okay with being so emotionless and callous in a way, and like she doesn't care about feelings, she doesn't care about others, because she knows what her destiny is. In the end, she's destined to die as well. And while she welcomed the challenge and the fight, deep down inside, perhaps it was a way of her inviting others to change her destiny. But when others failed, instead of feeling sorry for them, she became upset at them that they couldn't help her change her destiny. And I believe, based on that, is the reason why she kind of like her attitude in a way changed when Pyrrha asked her that question. And maybe it had nothing to do with Cinder at all. Maybe the question was just like, do you believe in destiny? Because honestly, I don't think this was meant to be mine. Maybe my destiny was meant to help others and save the world, but then I was presented with this decision to take in the soul of somebody else into my body, become somebody else, alter my destiny in a way, because I always felt that I was destined to help others, to be a hero towards others. This was the concern that Pyrrha was expressing to John, and that's what she thought her destiny was. But when she was presented with the choice to become somebody else, to alter her destiny, then that led her down that path, which ultimately ended in her falling to the hands of Cinder. And with that being said, she was confused. She just didn't get it. I was presented with an option to do great things, but I don't have that option anymore. So I'm at a loss. I don't know anymore. This person that defeated me. Do you believe in destiny? Do you know what you're meant to do? And Cinder knows. I believe that she knows that she does know what she's meant to do. In the end, later on down the line, she's probably meant to die. And that filled her up with it seems like determination, but it's more like it's not hate, it's like resolve in a way. You were promised something that doesn't belong to you. Do you believe in destiny? I do. And then make sure you follow through because, you cannot change your destiny. This has to happen, and then later on, you know what's waiting for you at the end of the line. This is the best, I guess, thoughts I can come up with at this point regarding Cinder. I still don't like her. I don't despise her. She's misguided. She honestly is misguided. Hardcore misguided. And she is blindly just following along and believing in the things that she wants to believe. I don't know. It's tough. Do I hate her for it? Yeah, I really dislike her a lot. Hate is a strong word, but I don't know. It's difficult. It really is. So then moving along, Ruby's Silver Eyes. The first thing that Osmond said when he met Ruby. Silver eyes. Cookies? And that Glinda woman was there too, slapping her while she's trying to grab cookies. Slapping Ruby, I mean. But man, I'm telling you, the secret messages here and there. It's all about those eyes. I remember now the volume 2 opening that I just saw a moment ago. The Silver Eyes, but then it reminded me of that other song, the Mirrored Eyes. It talked about the mirror eyes, and I think I made the connection before that I connected the mirrored eyes with the silver eyes. Who has silver eyes? Ruby. And turns out that there's actually some heavy importance regarding silver eyes, because silver eyes are the eyes of powerful warriors, and so it's all kind of like falling in place now. So her power manifested in like these wing like things, energy field things came out of her eyes. Apparently, severe damage was done all around her. Kevin got frozen. I don't know what happened to Cinder. The last thing she said was, "What?" I think it was, "What?" Or "What the?" I can't remember. But that happened. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, there's this great history of Silver Eyes and the amazing powers it has, and yet Rui doesn't know how to use them, which is interesting. If there is such powerful beings, if Ozpin knew about it as soon as he saw Ruby, does he believe the stories? Does he know the power behind Silver Eyes? Or does he just know the stories and the implications regarding Silver Eyes? I forgot how long Ruby was out of service after the thing happened. What was it, a week? Was she out for a week? 5 days? 4 days? 3 days? 2 days? Does it take a toll on you to reach this limit break thing where you just burst this huge field of black and white and your body needs time to recover its aura, its semblance? How does it all work? Perhaps. Perhaps it is really taxing if you don't know how to properly use it and you just let it just. And then you just overdo yourself and you overextend yourself and you just like your energy levels just like and you crash. Um, I don't know. How does it all work? We have we have the events that took place, but we don't really know the the technical details, so to say, on how it all works. So at this point, all I can do is speculate and just say that unleashing her power without any training or without understanding what it is, through a surge of emotion, of witnessing the death of a friend, not once, but twice, was the catalyst to activate. And it took a toll on her. That's all I got. I'm sorry. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. Why wasn't she specially trained? I mean, or maybe she was. You know how Ospen is like this behind the scenes kind of guy? He's like the kind of guy that likes to solve situations without being too direct. He doesn't want to get directly involved. He doesn't want to heavily influence anything. He lets people make their own decisions and he let things happen on their own with um slight corrections. The best way to describe this is imagine you put a marble on this grid, right? It's like a maze, and the marble needs to go through the maze. I'm gonna do this on a top perspective. So you put the marble in the maze, and the marble needs to go through the maze, right, and navigate itself all the way out of the maze to the solution of the problem, right? Whereas James Ironwood would be a hand that grabs the marble and forcibly maybe guides it around and then like, hey, here's the solution. Doom, there you go. Ozpin is more like this friendly wind that kind of like, yes, good, right. Mhm. Hmm. It appears that you guys want to go here, but if I say no, I have a feeling you're gonna go there anyway. So why don't we just bend the rules a little bit and sign you up there? That should do it. Blimp, blimp. Excellent. Go do your thing. I'll just be watching over here. And if you need motivation to go in the right direction, I'll provide that guidance. That's the kind of guy Ospin is. He likes to play behind the scenes, guide things without too much direct involvement. Unless, of course, it's actually needed, in which he'll intervene. Um, it reminds me of another particular character that rules over a kingdom and is very cryptic when it comes to showing the way or showing the solution of particular problems. If you can guess who, congratulations. Let me know, and I'll comment back. I always comment back anyway, but I don't know. I'll do some special comment if you guess right. But it's the kind of guy Ospin is. So maybe he was in a way training Ruby how to attune herself to these silver eye powers by making her the leader of Team Ruby, by putting her on these special assignments to better develop herself, grow, um, and so on and so forth. It's unfortunate that these external forces came into play and changed the whole scenario of everything. So, There's that. And then the next topic is yang. We talked about yang. And lastly, crow. Again, I honestly don't know if that bird that flew up was Crow himself or if it was a bird that got shooed away because Crow jumped down. Based on the camera and what the camera did, though, it makes us feel as if it was Crow. And if it was Crow, the implications of that. For some reason, I'm thinking about that other bird. The one that I said was security camera with the red eyes. The red eyes. I'm remembering now the red eyes. The other bird. Oh no. No. Come on, no way. Is that it? Nah. They are brother and sister. Nah. Really? Really? Is that what this is? No. Is it? Is it really? Then that me. Oh my gosh, no way. Is it really? Oh man. Then that means. Man, no. Wow. Wow, no, I can't bring myself to come to that conclusion, but it's there and I just oh, it's eating me up inside now that I think about it. Why? But I just it's like that would explain it so much. The timing of things, how everything just falls into place. Oh man, it goes back to the story of Yang. It goes back to her entire life. Yang came first, but then, and it was there, and then over here with at Pekin. But why in the? I don't think I remember seeing it in the train. Was it in the train? But then it has. But it has Mortals. Okay, so oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so let me just then that means but why? Why? It's the perfect spy, it's the perfect weapon, it's the perfect way to see. But at this point, they should know. Unless they haven't noticed anything. Was it with the maiden? Oh, I can't remember. Oh no, it's failing me today. Oh man. Okay, so let me understand this and let me run this through you because it's just the implications that this is bringing forward is really messing with me right now. If indeed it was Crow that transformed himself into a crow, that means that the other bird that we saw when Crow was fighting Winter, kind of like witnessing the show, that for some reason the camera just happened to just bzzzt and zoomed and panned into that bird, then that means that it must have been, not must have, it could have been Raven, which by association is Crow's sister. So it's so it's possible that they both share the same ability, skill, semblance. I don't know what it is that allows them to change into creatures, but if Crow is able to do that, then by association. Wait a moment. Oh my gosh. Are eyes really that important? They have red eyes, right? 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 Yeah. Yeah. Raven and Crow both have red eyes. So if that's the case, then that means that I'm going on limbs here because I honestly don't. Man, this is really messing with me right now. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that if eyes are really important, it's all about the eyes, you know? If it's really important, then that means that the color is natural for certain particular abilities. I don't know if it has to do with semblance, but it is possible that it has some sort of connection to semblance or maybe a hidden skill or ability that each person has. Now, I'm stretching it too far because I don't have enough details to support it, but following the same tendency that we have here, both Raven and Crow have red eyes. If Crow was able to transform into a bird and fly away, again, I don't know if it's him, and I'm not certain it's him because the bird wasn't carrying Ozpin's weapon, unless it just like maybe puts it under his wing or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but The implication that we're trying to portray there was that it is him. So then that means that all this time, I can remember particular scenes when there's birds or a bird on the shot. Which, in one of the occasions, if I'm not mistaken, I think at the ending as well, there's a bird there. That flies away. Was it one? Was it two? Gosh, I can't remember. I wish I'd have noticed these small details better. But I didn't. And that's my fault. I failed in that department. So I feel as if in the end there was one or two birds. So that could have been Crow and that could have been Raven. I'm not certain. During the fight with Winter, there was this very obvious bird close up, and that could have been Raven watching from a distance. When Yang tells the story, it totally makes sense that the mom would come in when Yang was a little girl and she took Ruby on her quest to find her mom. It totally makes sense now that the mom would just so happen to be there at the perfect time, even though the cabin was abandoned, there's nobody there. Perhaps she was on watch and she was able to swoop down, save the day, and then disappear somehow without Yang remembering in a way. No, wait, who came to save them? No, it was Crow. It was Crow that came to save them. What am I thinking? It was Crow that came to save them. So that makes sense that Crow was staking out the place. Maybe he jumped in after like they're both witnessing what's happening. Man, I don't know right now. I'm so confused. Ah, it's hurting me. It really is. It's eating me up inside. But so Crow comes in, and Crow saved the day. I don't know why I was thinking it was his mom, her mom. But Crow comes in. Crow saves the day. It just so happens that he was there. Why? Because he was staking out the place, or maybe those were the orders he received. Because she found the note that the last known whereabouts were in that weird cabin in the middle of nowhere. All right, and maybe it was just Crow that was there surveying the area. Maybe Crow and Raven were there, and Raven decided, well, stupid girl, she should have known better. And then Crow was like, "What's wrong with you, Raven? Let me go help the kids." And then Crow comes in, saves the day, and then done. I don't know what the relationship is, honestly, at this point. Because she did intervene with Neo on the train, but I don't remember seeing a bird during that episode. Maybe it was there. Man, I need to start paying better attention, honestly. I don't think I'm holding myself accountable here. I shouldn't have let that slide. If it was there, um, and I can't revisit it. This is where revisiting would have come in handy for me. And that's why I'm not allowed to, because it would have been really easy for me. I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay better attention to things. But you know where else there's a bird that I remember? And the yellow trailer, believe it or not. And we didn't make it that far into the trailer, but I guarantee you, if I would have let it play it a little bit more, there's a bird there that I remember overhead in the sky when the camera is like panning down. I'm certain of it. Part of me really badly wants to confirm this because I'm afraid that it's going to be the same thing as me remembering the doctor, but I'm certain. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. Let's bring up this thing right here. Open up that folder again. Go to this folder again and go to here and then go to here and then go to here and then go to here. And what was the yellow? This one. I'm doing it. Totally doing it. I need to confirm this because part of me is concerned that I might be remembering incorrectly. Oops, I paused it. Like that scientist scene. And it should be right about now, somewhere in the sky. There it is. There it is. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yes. I'm happy. I'm happy I remember this right. Wait, did you see it okay? I don't know. My face is in the way. I should have made this smaller. But anyway, it's there. It's there. I'm so happy I remember that good. Gosh, I was so nervous. I'm like, man, don't let it be like that scientist thing because honestly, I can't take two failures in the same video. That'll hurt my soul. But yeah, so all this time, there's always somebody watching over them. And maybe not always them. Maybe they're just doing something else, or maybe they were also exploring. Yeah. Um, wait a moment. Wait a moment. During that scene, Roman's there. Roman's there. Oh, man. He's there, right? Roman is there. He is. Yeah, because there in that scene, Yang is just asking about the girl in the picture, which is Raven. Oh man. This is good. This is so good. I love it when things are like behind the scenes and they all make sense like that. This is so good. I'm certain of it. I'm certain Roman was in that scene in the trailer, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he was because I'm remembering when I watched the trailers, I had already watched the first couple of episodes when it all began in the beginning of RWBY. I watched the first couple of episodes, and then I remember the comments of people saying like, "Oh, you're supposed to start at the trailers. What have you done?" And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll start at the trailers. I apologize. Let's do that now." And I watched the trailers, and during the trailers, I recognized Roman, and he was there in the yellow trailer. So they're not watching over the girls. They're just doing their missions, and they're perfect spies because they're a bird. Who suspects a bird? They're just blending in the background. That is so cool. It really is. Oh, it's bedtime? Okay. Alrighty. Well, the noise level in the household has to come down, so I'm gonna lower my voice. Let me see how long I've been recording here. Oh man, 2 hours and 39 minutes with 40 something seconds. 2 hours and 40. So I'm gonna leave it here. I am, because I'm not good at keeping my voice down. I get excited and I raise my voice. So that's crazy. And I didn't even talk about that weird looking woman, aka the Queen. But it's the same voice. I remember. I can tell you this. It's the same voice all along. I thought at first it was Cinder, but now that she's talking, and she's talking about crushing and extinguishing the spark and the flame when humans band together by dividing them, they turn on each other. It's the same voice, so that's also very creative. Everything is connected from the beginning, and everything is well constructed from the beginning. And that's great. It really is. I can appreciate this level of detail. I appreciate it so much because I can pick up on it and I can understand it and I can be like, hey, I see that and I appreciate that. Thank you. So So I'm gonna leave it here. I really am because my God, it's been a long time for what was supposed to be one song, and the and the uh, and the two episodes. But yeah, that's crazy. It really is. So so let's leave it here. Let's leave it here because I'm thinking about leaving it here now. I've been going on. I've been rambling for too much. My son has gone to sleep, so it's quiet time now. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all your support and everything that you guys do. You guys are awesome, you really are. So I should put my mouse on the button. Hold on one second. All right, I'm ready. Let's try that again. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate everything that you guys do. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support and for the comments. I love reading your comments. I love responding to them. So, I don't know if you know this. I don't usually like to promote myself, but I think I'll make an exception this time. Because, you know, reasons, I guess. I have a Facebook page. It's in the description in the recent video descriptions. I've been putting it in there. And my Twitter, I try to update my situation in Twitter a lot. And that's it. There's a Patreon too if you want to support me. You know, I don't ask for that, but it's there in case you want to. And that's it. It really is it. Um, I'm trying to make the channel more active. I'm trying to make a schedule with everything, so it's a work in progress. Until I get something that I can rely on, because work interferes a lot with the things that I'm trying to do. So that's it. That's it. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. And until next time, take care. And bye bye. ふわふわふわふわふわりくるくるくるくるくるくる回るのふわふわふよふよふわふわりうるるくるくるふわふわ飛び出したのおやおやふよふよふえる頭ふよふよふわふわり飛び出すよふよふよふわふわふわふえる頭ふわふわふわわふわ飛び出すよふわりふわりふわわふわふわふわわふわわふわ